a surprising and mostly unwanted new era for the business in May 2002. After years of lawsuits and legal disputes with the World Wildlife Fund, mostly for previous agreements of the Wrestling Federation not using the initials for promotion internationally, the decision was made to drop the legal battles for the name, with Vince McMahon using the opportunity to launch a big rebranding campaign, with the company officially changing its name to World Wrestling Entertainment. The added entertainment name was no surprise, as Vince McMahon tried to brand the company and the entire world of wrestling as a multi-dimensional entertainment genre for decades. With the company officially changing its name from Titan Sports to WWE as early as August 1999, when the announcement was made of selling stock and going public. JR and King opened the first ever WWE RAW with a new show opening, not explaining the reasoning for the move but saying that it's a new look with the same attitude. The nWo came out with new member Big Show, 2 weeks after turning heel on Steve Austin to join the group. Show's reasoning for the turn was how 2 years ago he headlined WrestleMania and this year he wasn't even on the card in Toronto. Flair came out saying that with all his gifts Show can only blame himself, before hyping the six-man tag main event for tonight, with Scott Hall ending the promo saying that the nWo has a big surprise for Flair to be revealed later in the show, in one of 2 big angles set for tonight. The abrupt change, which came out of nowhere for most viewers, was an awkward transition for longtime fans who only knew and associated the WWF initials with professional wrestling, leading to an ongoing battle for the company to establish the new name for years to come, if ever at all, with decades of history and the biggest stars and greatest eras of the industry all associated and happened under the World Wrestling Federation. As the strong identity created in the brand name was in some aspects impossible to overcome. The company officially changed its website name to WWE.com over the weekend, in addition to a heavily promoted campaign marketed as the company getting the F out in numerous skits and commercials during the week. While they could still legally use the original initials domestically, Vince's plan of worldwide expansion, in addition to entering different genres of entertainment like movie studios, music etc., the decision was made to go all in with a new era. As a result, any reference to the Federation name and logo was deleted and uncomfortably edited or blurred in any new release of old footage for the next decade. The now World Wrestling Entertainment Champion Hulk Hogan opened Raw's second hour to a big ovation, with the unique situation of Hogan already being one of the biggest stars in the business in 1979 when the WWF name debuted, to still being on top 23 years later when it was now changed again. Hogan came out on Undertaker's bike after taking it from a security guy who Taker told to watch it when arriving a few minutes earlier, calling out Taker to the ring. The idea for the segment was Hogan luring Taker out and threatening to run him over before going backstage in what was presumably a pre-taped segment. The problem was the motorcycle died as Hogan was about to follow Taker, leading to a few tense moments of television as Hogan had to get the bike working for the following backstage segment to make sense. Eventually Hogan came back moments later and got it up the ramp as the cameras went backstage. Hogan drove all over the Civic Center searching for Taker before stopping in front of a truck, ending up with him driving it over in the build to their Judgment Day main event. The Hogan-Taker segment gained around 600,000 viewers to a show high 5 rating. Booker and Goldust continued their storyline in a funny segment at 7-Eleven earlier today, with Goldust also trying to interfere in Booker's tag match with Eddie against RVD and Hardy. In the company's attempt to get him over quickly to a top position, Brock Lesnar went over in a short match earlier in the show, with him up to that point mostly getting only Goldberg chants for his matches, but the big potential is clear. In a show-long angle, Ric Flair was trying to find out what the nWo's surprise was, going over their separate locker rooms with him finding an APA hat in the nWo's locker, and Kane's mask in Bradshaw's room, building up to a possible Bradshaw turn. Moments before the main event the limo arrived with Nash coming out of it, hinting that he was the surprise Hall promised. Steve Austin in his first appearances on the night came out to team with Flair and Bradshaw against Hall, Shawn and X-Pac, going over 15 minutes in the main event. Ending up with Flair deceiving everyone and himself turning heel on Austin, hitting him with a chair shot to the head and announcing Flair and Shawn vs Austin handicap match for Judgment Day, before putting on the figure 4 to end the show. The tag match gained around 400,000 viewers for the final quarter plus overrun to another 5 rating, with the first WWE RAW increasing overall from last week with a 4.6 rating.